welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today while I talk about the new Pixi and ItsJudyTime ItsEyeTime eyeshadow palette. I picked this up maybe like 2 to 3 weeks ago when it first came out. Me and my sister tried to look at every single Target near us and we could not find this palette anywhere, so I had to order it online. This does retail for $24 on the Pixi website. She also came out with a lip palette. It's also $24 and it actually looks really pretty. Like I might pick it up. I'm not sure. I was more interested in the eyeshadow palette, but I wanted to just review this today for you guys. I'm gonna do swatches and I'm also gonna show you this eyeshadow tutorial. So this is what the palette looks like. It's beautiful. It's a very neutral palette. When I first saw this, when I watched Judy's video, I was like, I have to buy this palette. It looks gorgeous. If you are a neutral girl, if you love neutral shadows, then I mean this looks perfect. So I picked it up. I've been using it pretty much every day for work and I have some thoughts. So overall, the colors are beautiful. They're very neutral. They're gorgeous. But then when you start to use the palette, you're going to realize that there are some shades in here that she could have kicked to the curb and then she should have added a couple other ones. The two shades that I use all over the lid are Snowflake and Bubbly. They're beautiful. They're very metallic-y, shimmery. I'm going to go over the formula in a minute, but I'm just talking about colors here. Transition colors, awesome. I think that's pretty much the highlight of this palette. I don't know. I don't want to say that because I like the darker colors too, but the transitions, she killed them. This one right here is Good Morning, love it. And then the other one that I like is Honey Bear, beautiful, like medium orangey brown. This one right here, which is called Tutu, could also be a transition. These colors are very buildable. Again, I'm going to talk about the formula in a minute, but this is very buildable, so you could use it as a transition color as well. So those are transitions. This color right here, this is It's Mommy's Life. I would consider that a transition color. It's more of a satin finish, so it's not completely matte, but I wouldn't put that over the lid either. I'm very pale. I wouldn't put it over the lid. Maybe if you're darker, you could. Me, no. Let's move on to the darker crease colors, which are pretty much these two here and then 3 on the bottom. This is dark chocolate, more of a cooler toned brown. This one in the middle, aw snap, is a warmer toned brown. And this one is a shimmery black called Night Night. The one above Night Night, Ping, beautiful, warm, shimmery brown, a little bit. I feel like what she did, she made a matte cool tone brown and a shimmery cool tone brown, and then a matte warm brown, and put here like a burgundy, warmer tone shimmery brown, if that makes any sense. This one in the middle is called Getaway. This one is Ping. So you can kind of see here all the colors. Beautiful colors, but I'm gonna get into right now what she could have kicked out. Two browns, I get where she was going. She wanted a cool tone brown and she wanted a dark brown, but they're so similar. Like if one day I was wearing this brown and then the next day I was wearing this brown, you would think I was wearing the same eyeshadow. She could have kicked one of these out and put a matte cream that you could use right underneath your eyebrow, that you could use as a base for your lids if you like to set your primer with like a base eyeshadow. Totally, this palette is totally missing a matte cream. I don't like to highlight with shimmery shades. I don't think she minds it too much, but I need a matte shade right underneath my eyebrow. So this palette's definitely missing that. Also could have maybe included like a mauve all over the lid color. Like I feel like you could have kicked this one out. I just feel like it's a weird color. Put in another like light shimmery color that you could put all over the lid. You did an awesome job at the crease colors, awesome job at the transitions. Could have added a matte cream and another all over the lid color, but that's all I gotta say about the colors. Now on to the formula. The matte colors I like a lot. I really like them. They're not as effortless as the Too Faced shades. Anytime it comes to a matte shadow, I have to compare it to a Too Faced shadow because those are my favorite matte shadows. But her matte shades are really nice. They are buildable. They're not super pigmented where you pick up a little bit and it's like you have a raccoon eye already, you know what I mean? But they're very buildable, which I like, and they're very good and very creamy. I feel like there's not a lot of, how would you say it? Like, you know how sometimes when you dip your brush into an eyeshadow, well, you know when you dip your brush into an eyeshadow, sometimes you'll get some fallout here in the pan. These shades give very little fallout. Like I'm tapping and there's nothing on the pan. When you tap the brush though, there is, you know, some excess that that's gonna dust away, but in the pan, It's not very messy at all. I just dropped this brush on me. So I like that about the matte shades. There's not a lot of kickback. There's not a lot of like powder in your face. They're very creamy. They feel really, really smooth. So the matte shades I think were a total hit. They're definitely 2 thumbs up. Shimmery shades, I'm a little skeptical about. I feel like they don't last on my eyes. I use the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I don't have any issues with my eyeshadows fading, but these shades fade. Yesterday, I wore this palette to work. I used this champagne all over my lid. It looked beautiful in the morning. But on my way home, I looked in my car mirror and I was like, I could have sworn I put an all over the lid shade on. I swear I put this on, but where is it? It was totally gone. So these shadows do fade, I feel like. And like I said, I don't ever have issues with my eyeshadow fading, but with this palette, they don't last. I feel like when you put these on your eyes though, they're just not as metallic-y and like in your face as they are in like finger swatches. So I don't know, I'm really iffy about the shimmery shades, and usually shimmery shades are so easy and I feel like I love them more than matte shades, but these I'm not a huge fan of. They're very pigmented. Like I'm gonna swatch this black. Like look at that, that's dark. I feel like when they transfer onto the lids, they're just not as like bam in your face. By the way, just to let you guys know, I have applied these shades with my finger and with a brush, and I get the same effect at the end of the day. Overall, I think this is a beautiful palette. For me, this is not a one-stop shop palette. If I were to take this traveling, I would need to bring a matte cream with me in my bag, and then maybe another lid shade, and you know, things like that. With the crease colors, I'm totally fine with, transitions totally fine with, but I would need to bring 2 extra shadows. So I understand for Judy, and this is her palette, so who cares what anybody else says. This is a one-stop shop palette for her, but for me, it's missing 2 shades. And also, like I mentioned before, I don't feel like these shimmery shades are as bam in your face as they are in the pan, or as they are if you finger swatch them. The packaging I like. It's very sturdy. It's plastic, but it's very sturdy. It's heavy. It feels good. It came with this mirror separately, actually, and you have to apply it yourself. I don't like the mirror at all. It's warped, so if I look at myself, I have like a super skinny nose, huge eyes, so I don't like that. I don't like the mirror. I mean, it's kind of nice that they included it, but at the same time, I'm like, it's a crappy mirror, so whatever. So that was the review. I showed you the swatches. I'm gonna move on to this eyeshadow tutorial. I did a very like soft cut crease, nothing crazy, and even just looking at my eyeshadow right now, I feel like the shimmery color that I used on my lid just really isn't as intense as I would like it to be. I mean, I could have used MAC Fix Plus, I could have used a cream eyeshadow underneath, but the whole point was just to use this palette and see how the eyeshadows performed on their own. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know. If you have tried this palette, let me know how you feel about it. Let me know if you think I'm crazy, but yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say. Would I recommend purchasing this palette? If you love to support YouTubers and if you love Judy like I do, I would totally buy it to support her. That's what I like to do. I like to support other YouTubers. But if you're really debating and if you want to buy a neutral palette that you'll use every day, I don't think this would be your go-to palette, in my opinion. So that's just me. Let me know how you guys feel about it down below. Let's move on to this eyeshadow tutorial. Alrighty, so starting off, I'm taking Good Morning. I think this is a perfect transition color. It's a light brown, light medium brown. I like it. It's not too warm. It's not cool either. I think it's the perfect color and can flatter a lot of different skin tones. Then I'm going in with a more warm shade. This is more of like an orangey brown. It's called Honey Bear, and this is going right in the crease. I'm using the Sigma E25 brush, and I'm focusing it just in the crease. And then I'm taking the warmer toned brown. It's called Aw Snap, and I'm using this pencil brush that I got from e.l.f. I really like this brush, guys. It's awesome. You should pick it up. I got it at Target. I am carving out the crease. This is going to be like a soft cut crease, nothing crazy. So as you can see, I'm carving that out. I'm just going back and forth, and blending is key. Don't be scared to do a cut crease. You just have to apply the color and then blend out, and then you should be totally fine. So now I'm going into Bubbly. This is a yellow gold, and I'm putting it all over the lids. I am leaving the inner corners blank because I'm going to be putting Snowflake there just to really brighten up the inner corners. You could have used Bubbly. Honestly, it really didn't make that big of a difference, but I wanted to use as many shimmery shades as possible. Like I mentioned in my review, the colors are beautiful. I like the colors. I just, the quality just isn't there for me, guys. Like, I feel like Maybelline makes better shimmery shades. I feel like L'Oreal makes better shimmery shades. So as much as I love Judy, as much as I do love Pixi as a brand, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, the shimmery shades aren't top notch, you know what I mean? So now I'm going in with concealer. I'm using the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea concealer, and of course cleaning up my edges. Nothing new here, I do that all the time. And then I'm gonna go in and just blend out the edges a little bit, just a tiny bit. I'll still have a pretty harsh edge, but you just gotta make sure everything's blended. We all know the deal. Onto eyeliner. These were my best clips, guys. I can never stay in focus, so I apologize, but if you want to see a full-on review, like tutorial on how I do my wing liner, I will leave it down below. That's how it turned out. Not my best, but I'll take it. It's okay. Now I'm going with excuse me, I'm getting anxious here, guys. I'm going in with Honey Bear, running it across the whole lower lash line, then taking Aw Snap and putting that closer to the lower lash line. And then I'm finishing off with mascara. This is the Maybelline Big Shot, and this completes the look. It's a very simple eye. I just wanted to show you guys how these shadows perform and all that good stuff. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about it down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!